Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the NYCOT Podcast. Today we're talking about probably one of the most popular topics in a man's life, and that is why you're stuck in the friend zone and can't get what you want. We're going to be providing our perspective on why we think you're stuck in the friend zone and how you can get out of that and why you're not getting what you want. So to start things off, what experiences have you had in the friend zone, Dennis?
Unfortunately, I can't really speak on this from personal experience. I've never been one to be in the friend zone. Well, I would hope so. I'm usually quite direct with women that I talk to or women that I hope to date. But I can only speak from this from a third-party experience. And let me say, being a man born in the 21st century, there are a lot of guys in the friend zone.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was definitely that guy throughout my high school life. I was just that nice guy, that shoulder to cry on, that funny guy who tried to give away my attention and give away my empty compliments to these women, and it did me absolutely no favors. When the people say nice guys finish last, they're right. It is said for a reason. It is true. There's a difference between a nice man and a good man, and I think that's what we're really going to emphasize in this podcast about why you're in the friend zone.
Distinguishing between being a nice man and a good man will be key to your success when approaching and talking to women. And that's what you got to learn, because everyone wants to be nice, or social definition of nice.
They want to be liked by everyone. Unfortunately, despite popular belief, women do not like nice men.
No. Not
for serious or sexual relationships. They will take you as friends, and that's exactly the problem. But you don't want to be friends, guys. Let's be honest. You want to smash. And you have to be completely honest with yourself when you're in these relationships, because the problem with being a nice man is that you're not direct with your approach and that you're not upfront about what you want out of this relationship. And so you're wasting your time and you're wasting the woman's time when you're not direct. And when she finds out, or eventually when you shoot your shot and she doesn't give you that opportunity and you eventually leave, she's not going to respect you because you weren't direct, and she thought that you were actually concerned about her beliefs and her feelings and everything. But you weren't. You just wanted sex. And that is why she will resent you. Yeah. And that is not a characteristic of a high-value man.
No. It's funny. Nice guys put this image of being so lovely and caring. But at the end of the day, like Brad said, most men, when talking to a woman, their main interest is sex. And again, when you don't establish that and you're not confident about saying it, and then you parade yourself as being someone that's shoulder to cry on, that person she can talk to you, and then you go and push towards sex, usually in her most vulnerable time, when they're in a breakup, then of course she's not going to respect you. You should have been from the get-go, hey, I like you. Plan a date, see how it goes. But never have your intended reason to meet up with her just to be her friend, because that shows weakness. That's manipulation onto the relationship.
Look, and we're not saying that all friendships between men and women cannot be friendships. There are obviously examples where you've been lifelong friends since you were children. You have your family friends. But we're saying in a majority of cases, the men who are being friends with these women want sex. Because let's be honest, you want sex, guys. Men are very sexual creatures. And we're here to say that a high-value man will not compromise his integrity to manipulate these women into believing that they are friends in order to get sex. That's the important thing.
Our approach is to be completely honest and to say where you see her, where she fits, outlining exactly what you want from her, or you want from her in your life from the get-go. Not parading yourself in this type of way and then slowly trying to evolve her into what you want her. Just being straight up on your approach.
Exactly. Because she's going to respect you more for that. Although you may not get the desired outcome and she may reject you, she will respect you as a man. There was someone that I work with, a woman that I work with, who I spoke to the other day about this topic. Shout out Eliza. She had a male friend who she was friends with for a couple of years. And eventually he shot his shot, and then she said no. And then guess what he did? He left because he didn't get what he wanted. And the fact that he was not upfront and honest about his intentions with her and pretended like he was friends with her that whole time, she was hurt by that and does not respect him anymore. And that is fair enough, because you should not be doing that as a high-value man.
No, 100%. Yeah, come on, guys. You just can't be doing that. That's like high school kind of stuff.
Yeah, that is high school
But
shit.
people continue that within, like, the workforce when they're 20s and 30s.
You guys aren't fucking growing up.
Yeah.
Have some integrity. Be a good man, not a nice man.
It's legit just being straight up. I don't understand why people are so scared of rejection.
Yeah. But that comes with being confident and fulfilled in yourself, which is related to our first podcast about following your purpose.
Yeah.
You cannot be wasting your time pretending to be friends with a woman to gain sexual access when she's not even interested in you. If you are entering these relationships and pretending and wasting your time and wasting your attention on that woman and she's not interested in you, you are fucked up.
Yeah, you're pretending to care, being a friend, which we understand friendship isn't a sexual relationship. And then you're slowly pushing towards sexual attraction at her weakest point or when she's needing attention. And you draw your friendship, you draw her trust, you take her trust from being a friend and then converting that into sexual attention when she needs it, instead of being an actual friend.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucked up in my opinion.
When I said this sort of thing to Eliza in that example that I said previously, and she even said to me, she was like, well, why wasn't he upfront and honest at the start? And I said, well, that's exactly the problem. And that's what we're trying to teach you.
Yeah.
Like, you have to learn that they will respect you more if you are upfront and honest. And you have to overcome that sense of rejection, because it really doesn't matter. Like, they respect that you shot your shot, you were honest, and you were upfront.
Yeah, the sense of rejection, I think, because
that comes from the insecurity from being that nice guy and from always wanting to be liked by people. A nice man is liked by everyone but respected by no one.
Yeah, exactly. And that nice guy mentality is really ruining you, because we're told from we're very young, schooling system, be nice to each other. It's okay, hold hands, be nice. Everything's about being nice. Just look at the origins of the word nice. In Old English, it means to be naive. It just means to give power. It means to be docile. Oh, nice. I'll do what I'm told. Like, there's no oomph about it.
Have some integrity. Stand for something that you believe in.
Yeah, that's not being nice. Nice is someone is a happy-go-lucky guy. He'll do what the other persons do to satisfy their needs, not his.
Yeah.
And a real man who's driven by purpose satisfies his needs, and his needs is satisfying his community and tribe. That's selflessness. That's altruism. That's being a good man, filled in his purpose, but not a nice man. A nice man will do anything, amoral, immoral. He's just doing what other people desire of him. And that is very, very weak.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it just comes back to spending all your time and attention on a woman who's not even interested in you. Does that make sense?
No.
Just listen to what I just said. Spending all your time and attention on a woman who is not even interested.
Yeah.
And another important dynamic that you have to understand is that women prioritize attention, men prioritize sex. They're very sexual creatures. And, of course, not all women prioritize attention and not all men prioritize sex, but we're speaking in a large majority.
Yeah, we're talking about the majority. We're majorative here.
And so when you're entering a friendship with this woman and giving her all of your attention and not getting anything in return, then why does she see a need to see you like that or provide anything in return? Because she's getting what she wants. And that's why when we speak to these women, and it's a lot harder for them to acknowledge that men and women, or a man wants to have sex with her if she's her friend. Because from their perspective, it is a friendship and she's getting what she wants. She's getting
because
the
the guy is acting out of friendship. He's being manipulative. Like he said, he was never straight up. So why would she have any suspicion
of him wanting to it's just the way that we're phrasing it now. It's like, how can you even think in that way as a man?
It's to be honest, it's pretty disgusting. Like, as a guy,
it's very manipulative.
Yeah, to put on a front that you want to care, be loving, let's go out and let's chill, just so you can be closer to her. Draw some type of connection, but you're drawing a friendship connection, not a sexual connection. You're not building any sexual tension by hanging out all the time. She's not building any desire to be with you in that way. And then you try and go and push towards that.
the fucked up thing is that there's a lot of guys that I know that'll be friends with a woman that I know want to have sex with, and these women will be talking about these other men to their boyfriends. What the fuck? You are such a cuck.
Yeah, it's because I don't know. I can't pinpoint in society where we've normalized to think this is like rational, because this is a majority and what most people do. So they obviously feel some comfort, or they feel like this is the right way of going about it. But again, I think that speaks to the point of why most guys are getting stuck in the friend zone. Because if everyone's doing this cycle, it's going over and over and over again, and then they're trying to do it with different girl, and no one's like saying, hey, this is not what you do. It's just going to continue.
Yeah. And that's what we're here to do.
Yeah.
We're providing these details.
We're trying to break that cycle.
And I was reading a blog the other day. It was very interesting, and it was from a woman's perspective. And it was from Nicki Marinis. And the title of the blog was Why You're Not Attracted to Nice Guys. And she goes into detail, extreme detail, about what we're talking about today. And if you want to read that, then it'll be in the description below if you're watching on YouTube. And yeah, it was just very interesting coming from a woman's perspective who is completely honest why she's not interested in nice men. And I respect that. And it's true for a large majority of women that they are not interested in nice guys.
Yeah.
And she goes into detail about how because they beat around the bush and they don't have integrity and they're not upfront with their intentions, even their approach to dating or seeing these women is not going to work. Like, if you're a good man and a high value man, just this is an example. If you ask her out, you don't say, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
It's a very open-ended question, and then that's putting the responsibility on her. You have to take responsibility.
Yeah.
Simply say, when are you free? And then when she replies, you say, okay, we're going here. At this time, I'll pick you up then. When I started doing that into my life, it worked a lot better than when I was just like, oh, where do you want to go?
Well, you're the one who asked her out. You're the one who's showing interest. Lead that interest.
Yeah.
You have full control on what happens.
It's small things like that where you're a good man, not a nice man. And that's how you become a more high-value man.
Yeah.
And a high-value man does not waste his time on a woman that is not interested in him.
Yeah. It's like gambling. Never chase your losses, bro.
Yeah. And it's directly related to what we spoke about in the first podcast. Spend your time more constructively, working, following your purpose, which will elevate you as a man and make you more high value and make you more desirable from women.
Yeah.
These nice men are trading their time for a woman's attention to try and have sex with her. And it's all about balance. You can't be pursuing women and also be pursuing a productive career.
Yeah.
You're either doing one or the other.
And that's where I see myself, talking from personal experience right now. I'm not pursuing any woman. I don't lust. Oh, every man sees a beautiful woman and obviously is attracted to her. But I'm not a slave to that attraction. I can acknowledge the beauty that I see in the creation of her and be like, wow, gorgeous. And then I can just move on. Because again,
you have to channel that sexual energy into more productive things.
100%. You have to say, okay, she's beautiful, acknowledge it in the time, and then move on. If you're not going to make an action directly from that point and seeing her, going up to her and approaching her, then bro, stop thinking about her. Literally, you're wasting your time. If you keep on seeing a good girl on Instagram and you're swiping and liking her photos, if you're not going to hit her up straight there, bro, then...
That's the same thing with the whole friend zone thing. You're wasting all this time beating around the bush, pretending to be a friend, be upfront and direct. Yeah, you take a little bit of a sting and a bit of a rejection if she says no.
That's natural.
But now you've got all this time. You're not wasting her time. You're not wasting your time. Yes. And she respects you.
And again, guys, we're not literally just saying shoot your shot and then send a 20 sentence paragraph like some of you simps do. We're just saying be direct. Like you want us to be honest? Okay, I'm going to confess my love. No, we're not saying that either. Okay, we're just saying... Yeah, that's it, man. That's a big loss. Yeah, we're just saying, be honest, plan the date, go on the date, expect nothing from the date, pay her all your attention, and then we'll see where it goes from there. And like you've just got to be honest. Honesty is literally the core theme of basically all of this.
Look, and we should clarify that we're not saying that being a good man means that you're disrespectful, you're not kind. Kind is separate from nice, because kind comes from a position of emotional and intellectual power.
Yes.
Not physical power, but emotional power.
Yeah.
And when you are a good man and you have the ability to be kind, it comes from that position of power. And power and need are directly inverse. And that is why a good man is powerful and a nice man is needy.
100%.
And that is something that women despise in a man and find incredibly unattractive.
And that's why you have to find your purpose. That's why I think abstaining from any type of female relationship in your 20s is so important. Because we all have this need and desire to be wanted, but you have to focus on your purpose so that you don't need to be wanted. You want to give. And that's what we...
You guys are so delusional. You think that your 20s are your prime time. Yeah, it might be your physical prime time, but in terms of women and career and money, it's in your like 30s and mid 30s where you're going to be getting the most women.
Yeah.
Because you have this career. You have
money,
you
financial leverage.
You're much higher value when you have those things. Right now... Oh, it's so painful. You guys entering these friendships are only trading your time.
Yeah.
You have nothing else. Your time and attention. And when you're trading your time, that's your most valuable asset.
That's money.
These
Time is
women
money.
are finessing you guys.
Yes. You're literally ruining yourself financially because you should be putting time towards your purpose, towards your work, but instead you're putting it towards your woman. So you're losing in that aspect.
A woman that's not even fucking interested in you.
Yes. You're losing her and then you're losing money. So you're gaining nothing. Literally, what are you doing, man? Yeah. And that's why, personally, I do not seek after women, and I won't seek after women until I'm in like a high economic position.
Exactly.
Like I have cryptocurrencies, and I'm well to do in that arena.
Also, if you'd like to talk about crypto, Dennis has a lot of opinions, and follow the Discord. Sorry, I just wanted to...
No, that's fine. I haven't liquidated any of my accounts, so all that's paper money. It's real money. But again, I'm not in a position to be like, oh my gosh, I have all that money. Now I can go seek these women.
Yeah.
Like, keep focusing on your purpose.
I have all these people telling me, bro, what are you doing? 20s are your prime time to get women. Yeah, maybe to fuck a couple women and hook up with a couple, but for a serious long-term relationship and to find a woman who I think will be a good candidate for a wife and raise a family, absolutely not. Because what am I offering her? Nothing, except my time.
Exactly. I think... And again, you have to understand that you're selfish as a man not to understand what you add. Because right now, what am I adding? Like, I'm a good-looking guy. I'm not going to deny that. I think I'm funny. I'm charming. I've got the assets that I hold now. Yeah, top 1% earning my age. I grant that. But what literally do I add? I'm still working. I'm still at university.
Yeah.
Like, I'm only giving time. And for me as a man, I'm not going to front that I'm all this, all that. I'm going to be genuine and say, hey, when I want a woman and when I will have her, I'm going to give her everything. And right now, I'm not in a position to give her everything. So I'm abstaining from that.
Exactly.
Be prideful and have principles in yourself. If you really love a woman, you will give her everything. So don't give her 50% what you are now. Wait until you're 100% and give her that in full.
Look, and also, we're not promoting that you guys should just have meaningless sex with all these women and hook up.
No.
And get out of this friend zone just to have sex with women. No. We don't really promote that. We believe it just breeds unfulfillment in a man, and it just is meaningless.
It's spiritual suicide by bonding with a female sexually in a way of creation just to leave her.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? That's spiritually draining, and we do not promote this modern hookup culture.
But we understand that a lot of men out there will not think like that. And if you are going to pursue that, the way you're going to go about that is by being direct, being a good man, and someone that she can respect. A woman is not going to have sex with a man that she doesn't respect. I was having a conversation with another woman that I work with about another gentleman that we both know. And she said, oh my God, he's the nicest guy. I love him and I respect him. And that's where I stopped her and I said, no, you don't. You don't respect him. Look, maybe she does. It's a different form of respect, though, because I said, would you ever see him in a sexual manner or enter him into a relationship between you two? And she said, no, I couldn't do that. Of course she couldn't, because she doesn't see you as that leader, as that man who can take control, have accountability. Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, you nice guys think that by being nice, being there to be the shoulder to cry on, that eventually you'll get your shot. And look, there are a couple of unicorns out there that we both know that have spent a couple of years with some women and they've broken up with their other boyfriend and now they're giving this guy a shot.
It's grinding it. Right, those guys grind it out.
Respect to the grinders.
Right, they're grinding it out. He's just there, shoulder to cry, shoulder to cry, shoulder to cry.
And then he gets his shot.
Yeah, man. Those guys, I'm going to have to give that to you. Because you really put in the effort.
You're a unicorn. We respect that.
You're the rare breed.
But you should be looking to operate on a probability and not a possibility.
Exactly.
Because as long as you operate on possibilities, like, anything can happen. Everything's up in the air. So, but yeah, definitely check out that blog by Nicki Marinis on why women are not attracted to nice guys. I think a lot of you will find that valuable. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you give me an example of when you were acting like a good man and not a nice man in a relationship that you have been in?
Oh.
Or give me you say that you've never been in the friend zone. Explain why you've never been in the friend zone.
Well, I personally, when I was quite younger, I wasn't that attractive. I always had a nice body, which women are always... I think having a nice body is more than just a physical attraction. It's more of a, like, I love his work ethic.
Yeah, definitely.
Because something which looks great doesn't come cheap.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
look, and we're not saying... Look, it's true when women say they don't like extremely jacked guys. That's true, but they don't.
I wasn't looking like Arnold. Okay?
They don't like fat guys. All right, it's no longer acceptable to be fat.
Yeah,
get in shape, guys. Like,
unless you have an underlying health condition, which we don't need to explain.
Yeah,
you know, we're not gonna,
obviously.
Yeah, but again, if you're out of shape, that's just a lack of self-discipline.
Yeah, exactly, and that resonates onto what the woman thinks about you. Like, oh, he doesn't really have any discipline.
So
he doesn't care about his
in
hiking.
here, I've got photos of me, which I can post to NYCOT. When I was 8 years old, I had an 8-pack. The Ab King Pro was coming in at the time, and it was 100 crunches on the Ab King Pro equals 100 sit-ups. And my dad wouldn't buy me the machine, so I was like, okay, I'll just do 100 sit-ups. And I did that for like 2 years, and I had an 8-pack. And the girl that I was liking at the time in primary school, her name was Rosie. Yeah. And she said, I would only date a guy with an 8-pack. So me, being the guy I was, I said, I'm going to get Rosie, the hottest girl in school. So I grinded out those abs every morning. 200 sit-ups. I put my hand on the Bible right now. Every morning from when I was 8 years old to 12. Because I wanted to date Rosie. Me and Rosie, we after school care.
Shout out Rosie wherever you are.
Yeah, Rosie, my first heartbreak, I literally cried for like a week. No one knew that. I was crying in my room.
Men need heartbreak in their lives.
So she broke up with me, and I was like this. I'm still going to keep grinding. So broke up with me, was like known as that fit, muscly, jacked guy when I was just doing sit-ups and push-ups because I was in love with like the hottest girl in my grade in primary school. And then I went into high school. But the whole thing about that is just saying that I've always had a good body. And I actually really, my worth ethic generally came from the desire to please a woman, which is crazy. But I respect that. That
directly relates to our first podcast. Like, when we said that a woman will help a man to reach his full potential, although it was maybe a bit of a different example.
Yeah, primary school love.
When men want to attain a woman and they are challenged to attain that woman, they feel motivated to become better, to become higher value, to improve themselves. And that's exactly the example that Dennis had told us then.
Yeah, I really thank her for that because that pushed me, because then I got respect from the tribe. I got respect from the men.
Exactly.
I was a year 8 guy with an 8-pack and starting to develop a chest. What? How are you doing that? I was like, that's my girl for Rosie. And then that girl left me, but I was still getting all this respect from my tribe. And I was like, damn, I need to be the leader of that tribe. And then I just continued. So I've always had a good body because of the girl, Rosie. And when I went to my high school, I wasn't that good looking with my face. I had bad teeth. So girls really weren't that interested.
Bad for that. We went to high school together.
Yeah. So I got like Invisaligners now, so I'm looking a lot better. But I had bad teeth and my skin wasn't that clear, so the girls really didn't fancy me. But I was never really a friend, because honestly, when I was in high school, those little insecurities stopped me from going to talk to the women when I was quite young, like 7, 8, 9. But then 10 and 11, I was never really in a friend zone because you kind of have like social status if you're a good athlete or that. So that easily conversed into attracting women in particular activities, which you guys would have, you guys know what's going on.
Something I want to talk about that you just spoke about. When you said, you became like you want to become the leader of that pack. Yeah. Say a woman is talking to 50 guys. She is only going to take the top 2 guys seriously in terms of a sexual relationship. And if you're not at the top of that group, then you have no chance. And when you're being a nice guy and constantly giving her empty compliments that heaps of other guys are giving her and giving her attention for free, she's not even going to consider you, man.
No.
And that's going to change as she gets older as well. Just think about it. Like an example is a woman in high school is surrounded by her high school friends, and maybe she's dating a guy, and then she goes off to college and she finds a group of better guys, and now you're no longer the highest value man in that pack, and she's going to leave you.
Yeah.
It's about constantly growing, maintaining and growing as a high value man.
Yes. Exactly.
And you're not going to be able to do that when you're a nice man, wasting your time putting attention into these women who are not attracted in you.
Yes.
I keep saying this because it sounds so stupid, but you guys are still doing it.
You have to invest in yourself until you can give. Like literally, look at yourself. What are you giving? If you can't give anything, then you've got to start investing in yourself.
The man who invests in himself the most wins.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just as simple as that.
And
just stop being nice. I'm going to say nice boys because you're a boy. You're not a man.
I can speak on that, or I've seen people where they've not really been interested in some particular girls. They're nice. They're not rude. They say, oh, yeah, cool, they talk, but they're not paying that attention. They might not text them as much as they're texting the other women that they're interested. But the girl that they're interested starts to attract interest because he becomes more available. He's just like every other guy. Yeah. But when he was talking to the girl that he was 50-50 on, focusing on his work, having her there, but still talking, she was more attracted because she saw his drive that, oh, okay, he's not available then. He's not making time for me there because he has other priorities. And that's attractive for her. And yeah, you see that where guys who really want to invest in a woman and they do everything and they take away from their purpose, it actually detracts attraction from those women.
Stop caring so much. When you overinvest into these relationships, it demonstrates that neediness, guys. Like, contrary to popular belief, these women do not want you to have them as your number one. They want you to have your purpose as your 100%. Number one. Because when you're overly invested and care too much about her, she sees that as needy, and now you're giving all your attention away.
It's this emotional dependency. You should, that's why you shouldn't go into a relationship when you're this age, not established financially, spiritually, and all those other things that grow you as a man. Because you're going to be dependent if you need to be with her all the time and you're focusing all this attention. You should give to her, but don't be dependent on her.
Yeah, definitely.
It's sad. It is sad.
And look, we acknowledge that there's some guys out there who are already too deep in the friend zone, and it's a bit late to be upfront with these women and say, sorry, like, I see you more than a friend. Because, they won't take that well because they'll know that you've been using them and lying to them.
Yeah.
But moving forward, I think you should incorporate some of the things that we're talking about and aim to be a good man and not a nice man and demonstrate kindness, not niceness.
Yes. And I think even going back to the point where it's hard to be real with your intentions when you've lied for so long. Just take a step back and stop giving her the time and attention, because that's essentially what you were doing because you thought that would reciprocate into sex. Understand that, hey, I'm not going to manipulate in that way. So draw away from what you were giving her and what you were because you are not looking to receive what she was going to give you. And eventually, maybe that might spark some attraction because you're limiting your time, and that creates more value. If now you're like...
Something that is less abundant such as your attention that you're giving her and your time, is more valuable.
Yeah.
Just think about it. Like
It's
gold,
basic
it's not
economics.
as abundant, it's more valuable.
Yeah.
So stop giving her all your attention and she will find it more valuable.
Yeah, exactly. So that's just a draw card for anyone who's in those situations. Like, I don't know how to pull back. I can't be honest right now. Just slowly start taking some time away. And again, if she saw value in you, she's going to be asking, hey, why aren't we hanging out? And then you could say, hey, I didn't want to be rude. I didn't want to seem like I was leading you on. I actually do like you in this way, and I feel like I'm giving you a little bit too much attention from what I want. Just be completely honest after that point where you've retracted. Because at the point and when she's asking to hang out, there could be a chance where you could obviously slip in and express your true feelings, and, you know, you guys could kick it off in that way.
Yeah. That's definitely the best way to go about it if you're already too far in.
Yeah.
Just ease back your attention, your time that you're giving her. And if she truly is interested in you, then she'll be like, hey, where are you?
Yeah,
Like,
she's
what are you
truly
doing?
interested, bro. She'll call.
Exactly.
Yeah, she'll call. But no, I think like a large indicator in today's society that a woman is not interested in you. Everyone has Instagram. Everyone has social media. If that person's active on social media and you've messaged them and they're not messaging you back, they have time, they're available, they're just not interested. Take the hint. I see a lot of guys, they're just so thirsty to seek a response from them without understanding, well, it is what it is. And don't be discouraged by that. You should understand, if she's not wanting to spend time with you, that means that you have no value. That's a clear indication that you need to grow in value. Stop getting angry at these women. Look at them as perfect. They're giving you a perfect
criticism.
Yeah, perfect criticism. They're saying, hey, I want someone with value. Me hanging out with you is adding me no value.
Now, they're not going to say that directly, but like they said, if they don't want to spend time with you, they don't want to be in a relationship with you, it's because you're not offering enough for her.
Exactly. That's, direct correlation to your value. Because any woman will go and date a man who is of value of her. And any woman will leave a man who is not of value of her. So add value so you can stand within the relationship and be that good man that she wants and needs. And that you respect. Because I don't think these men that are being nice can truly look in the mirror and start respecting themselves. Yeah. There's a sense of insecurity there to put up a front that you're going to be this guy so you can get this desired outcome. I can't do that. We've all lied before, but I can't right now, into the person that I'm wanting to be, put on a facade and fake who I am to get a desired outcome. I can only be truthful and honest.
And that's a good indication of that woman, if that woman actually wants you for you. If you're not putting up this front and trying to appease everyone and be liked by everyone by being a nice man, and she respects that, then she actually likes you, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everyone, especially in these times of PC, political correctness, socialist, communitarian thinking, it's disgusting. Everyone wants to be the progressive. I support this cause, that cause. Bro, I don't care. Most of the times I've been on girls' dates, I know it ain't going to be successful. I'm not one to delve deep into politics either. I want to get to know them. But if someone says something political, I'm not going to step back and not voice my opinion. And again, every guy is willing to accept women have standards, but men don't have standards in themselves. You know, they'll put on this front because that's what they want, instead of being genuine being genuine themselves and attracting what they want. They're fitting in a box for other people instead of being genuine for other people to come into their box.
You guys have such a weak mentality when it comes to women, and you are so needy, like we said. If you are direct with this woman and show your intentions and she says no, just take that on the chin. And there will be someone out there for you, especially if you leave that rejection and go on and follow your work and follow your purpose and improve yourself as a man. You will obviously find someone who values you. Yeah. And you'll be able to find someone better than you could beforehand if you went away and pursued your purpose and your work.
That's why I'm so discombobulated about why you guys are focusing on women right now in your 20s.
You no favors in the long run.
But you have no value. You have no leverage. Like, what do you offer? If you're a permanent job, you're not earning over, unless you're a really top earner, and I congratulate you, but you're not earning over 100,000. You're still in university debt. you're immature, you're hanging out with friends that are usually not pursuing their purpose either. Like, what are you offering? Yeah. Like, really look at yourself and realize, like,
understand that a woman's attraction to a man is going to change over time. Once she starts to get to those mid-20s, early 30s, she does not give a fuck about your physical appearance. Or she does to an extent. She cares about what you can provide, your value in terms of society, how other people perceive you, and your career. Look, and this is somewhat correlated to our first episode. If you are not confident in yourself and have experienced these life experiences by pursuing your work and pursuing your purpose and having that confidence that you are becoming a higher value man, then you will not be able to be a good man and be direct with these women and get what you want.
Yeah.
These nice men are people who have no integrity, are not willing to work, and are not willing to be challenged by these women. They just want to pretend to be their friends, spend time with them in return for sex. And that is not the case.
And again, these women are not going to respect you. The one reason why she's not going to respect you, because she doesn't believe that you have integrity, and she doesn't truly believe you. A nice man is always going to do things for other people because they're nice. They're seeking social approval. They're doing acts not because they believe it. They're doing acts because it will elevate them in a way. It's helpful towards other people, and they get gratification towards that help, even though it goes unconsciously against them, because they might have a conscience, but they don't have a deep yearn to stick to things because they're always thinking about other people. If you're in a relationship and your woman says we should do this, but that goes against what you fundamentally believe, and she knows that, and you do that, then how is she going to trust you? What sense of integrity do you have that you will just go and do something because someone else suggested it and you're only doing that to please them? If there's a boss and he tells you to do something, in any position of higher authority, someone tells you to do something, you will do that so you can please them. That is not attractive. That is a nice man. That is a weak man. You have to be a good man, and a good man is staying true, having value in his own self, and sticking to the things that he says. That's what's going to attract women. Exactly.
And like we said, that's not differentiating a good man from not being kind and a gentleman. A good man is a kind and a gentleman and respectful towards women. But it's just the difference that it's coming from that position of power and not neediness.
Yes.
Emotional and intellectual power, not physical power.
Exactly.
I think that's all we have time for in this episode, guys. In summary, you have to stop spending so much time and attention on women that are not interested in you. You are being stupid and wasting your time and wasting your potential. We acknowledge that there's other men out there who may be true friends with these women through family relationships or through childhood friendships.
Yep.
That is fine. But for majority of men out there who are just not upfront and honest about what they are seeking, you are not being a high value man.
No. Again, we don't promote this hookup culture. We don't promote female promiscuity or male promiscuity. We just want people to be the best. We want men to be the best man they can do. And that's finding their purpose. And that's having value. Don't go in a relationship if you can't offer the other person anything. Because what's the point of them needing you if you can't give them or benefit them? Okay. Especially from a male position. Because I think we're putting a lot of pressure on men. Not even pressure. We're putting the standard of what it means to be a man. I hate this idea of this equality in the relationship. No, all the responsibility is on you. You're the man of the house. You offer, you provide, you protect. And if you can't do those things, then don't get in a relationship. I'm not in a relationship right now because it's all like, let's buy a house. I can't do that. I have to liquidate some of my assets right now. I'm not in a position to do that. Let's go have kids.
And that's a majority of male-female relationships. We do acknowledge that there's other relationships where the male might be the submissive one and the female might be the leader.
We're talking the majority here.
Yeah.
We're talking about the 80% of men who are more masculine than their partner, their female partner. And we're talking about predominantly heterosexual relationships also.
Yeah.
To make that specific.
But yeah. And one of the key takeaways that I was going to say is that don't forget that women prioritize attention and men prioritize sex. When you give your attention away for free and demand nothing in return, then she sees no need to give you anything in return.
Exactly.
And that does not mean she needs to give you anything in return. That just means that you display your intent, that you want to have sex with her, and that you see her more than just a friend.
Yeah. Just value yourself, man, and offer things genuinely. And just be honest. Honesty is one of the key themes of this. Because if you're honest, you're a good man, not a nice man.
Yeah. And this is all about becoming and being a high-value man. If you don't want to be a high-value man, that's fine. You can be that nice guy and be a unicorn where you might get an opportunity.
Yeah.
But if you want to have an abundance of options where you have women who respect you and want to be with you, then you would most likely want to be a high-value man.
Exactly. And it's the hard yards, gentlemen. But again, in the end, it's worth it.
Exactly. What's worth having does not come easy.
Yeah.
So that's all we have for this episode. We thank you very much for listening. If you haven't already listened to our first episode, it'll be linked above if you're watching on YouTube. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on all of our socials. We'll be posting a lot more content and there'll be a lot more video episodes just like this. We really appreciate all the support that we have already been given, and to people who have shared and commented on our content, we're really grateful.
Keep sharing, guys. Get this message out. Let's not be nice men. Let's be good men.
Exactly. Best of luck, gentlemen.
Thank you.